When Ethiopia's Hayli Gubbi volcano erupted after lying silent for nearly 12,000 years, the world did not expect its anger to reach as far as India. Yet within hours, thick plumes began racing across the Red Sea, brushing past the Arabian Peninsula and hurtling toward the subcontinent at nearly 130 kilometers per hour. By Monday night, around 11 p.m., the ash cloud, dark, diffused, and impossible to see from the ground, finally reached Delhi, draping the region in a veil that would soon shift across Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, and even the Himalayas. Flights were delayed and canceled as aviation authorities scrambled to protect aircraft from the one thing pilots fear but cannot see: volcanic ash. To the naked eye from the cockpit, an ash cloud looks no different from a harmless patch of weather. There's no strange color, no smell, no sign of danger. Pilots have flown into them thinking they were ordinary clouds, and some have barely lived to tell the tale. Why? Because volcanic ash is nothing like the gray dust that settles in a fireplace. It is a suspended storm of microscopic glass and rock, each particle a jagged shard of silica, smaller than 2 millimeters, but sharp enough to carve its way into the heart of a jet engine. When a volcano erupts, molten rock is blasted into the sky at extreme temperatures. It cools instantly, shattering into millions of razor-edged fragments that winds can carry hundreds or even thousands of miles across the planet, far from the volcano itself, right into major flight routes over Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. A modern jet engine swallows air at nearly 500 miles per hour. Once volcanic ash enters the intake, the danger becomes immediate. Inside the engine, temperatures soar above 1,400 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt glass. The ash particles liquefy as they move through the superheated core, but as soon as they strike the cooler engine blades, the molten material hardens again, forming a rough, uneven ceramic crust. What begins as a dusting quickly becomes a layer thick enough to trigger catastrophe. Then comes the moment every pilot dreads. The engine stalls and flames out. The aircraft, once powered by precise combustion and thousands of coordinated metal parts, becomes a silent glider in the night sky. There was no high-tech fix, no switch to reverse the damage instantly. The only solution is terrifyingly simple: descend. Pilots must drop rapidly out of the ash cloud, letting the engines cool enough for the ceramic layer inside to contract and crumble back into particles. Only then can the engines breathe clean air again and possibly restart. The process can take minutes. It feels like hours. The world learned this the hard way in 1982, when British Airways Flight 9 unknowingly flew into ash from Indonesia's Mount Galunggung. Within moments, all 4 engines failed. The aircraft slipped into a powerless glide, descending 25,000 feet in eerie silence. The crew could only watch the ocean rising toward them as the engines spun hopelessly. At barely 8,000 feet above the water, after 14 agonizing minutes, one engine coughed back to life, then another, then all 4. The passengers and crew survived, but aviation was forever changed. As the Hayli Gubbi ash cloud drifts over northern India, the DGCA has issued strict advisories to avoid every ash-affected airspace, rethink flight paths, recalculate fuel, and stay far from danger zones. For airlines, it means delays, cancellations, and rerouted journeys. For travelers, it means longer trips and darker skies. For pilots, it means vigilance against an enemy they cannot see until the engines go quiet.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.